Okay, man. Um, oh, it was. When you isolate it and you don't see the people involved in this, you miss how obvious these people have to dumb themselves down. Listen, one thing is for sure, um, I will never live in a falsified reality. I understand that it's gonna be hard for me to work. It's just impossible to be your best in the circumstances. There's no way that with what I'm going through, I can be the best. Listen, I was not the best before this, so now you can only imagine. And actually, the word "the best" is the word that they use. I was not the most efficient before. I was efficient, but not to that level. Or I was not perfect, I should say. So now, you can only imagine. But one thing is for sure is I just gotta find my ways to not do certain things. Listen, I know that I'm being pushed to my death. I've accepted that. Death means nothing to me. It's one thing I have in common with this whole life. But one thing is for sure is while they marching me to this death, it's just to one, never let these people live this nasty fantasy. Two, understand that I'm not even gonna walk to it, I'm gonna run to it. Because target individual, these people are cowards. They have sold their soul to these governmental entities, and they're so fucking compromised that now you see grown men and women acting these ways and having to counter the reality of what they're part of. It's disturbing. I had to leave, I couldn't even function. I couldn't. I had to step away. I couldn't. It's like I don't want to do this. I don't want to be pushed to a point where I'm aggressive. I didn't want to do that. I literally had to walk away because they were pushing me. But at this point, with the amount of awareness I have with what's happening around me, sorry, with the amount of awareness I know what this program does, I'll never identify with these things. I'll never. I know it's not me, but I understand this is a cognitive warfare where I'm a test subject to. There's things I have to accept. I've accepted that I can never perform at the best, at my highest level. Not to say that I was a perfect individual in the sense of like, but I have understand that it's gonna be, there's gonna be error. I barely sleep, I barely eat, I can barely function, and I can barely think for myself. Everything is manipulated. I have minimal strength. That consists of errors, and of course, it's gonna happen. But at the same time, I find it comical because the current employment I have, I'm a person at entry level. And I'm looking at these people telling me how they're gonna sue me. I'm like, this is gonna be the most embarrassing thing this company ever will do. Because at my level, if you sue me, you'll be suing an entry level position. This is the most humiliating thing you can do for your company. I'm not making that much money. For me, it's perfect. I don't need too much money. I'm very low maintenance. I'm not dissatisfied with the amount of money I'm making, but I know that it's not much in comparison to what other would be making if they were in my position or even somewhere else. But for me, I don't need much. I don't need a lot of money. I don't live a lavish life. I'm very low maintenance. So that is plenty for me. But I know in the concept of reality, this is just really the type of salary I get is entry level salary. So when I see them, I'm like, they tell me how they're gonna sue me. I'm like, this is gonna be the worst thing you do for your company, because it's gonna make you look bad. I was getting paid more 6 years ago. I was getting paid more 6 years ago. And the company that put me in this program, I was working for that company. These people here are trying to block out and diverge from the reality who put me in this program. So I'm here, these people try to play this game. Like you guys are low life bottom feeders. I know who's running the show here, and I know these governmental entities are running this program. Now, this must be a lot of incentive for being involved in this. Some of that I'm sure is financial. Some of it is just being involved in this kind of technology and sophistication. I'm sure the incentives are there for you to do that, but it doesn't look good. I reassure you, it's not a good look. Not because doing that is just also, but I'm a very low position person. Not a very low position. My salary does not reflect something that they want to do to me in regard to suing me. But I'm like, go do your thing, because at this point I'm like, I can't even eat. I'm being fried up in it, and I know I'm waiting because I'm waiting for like some crazy setup happening. I know it's no way that in this state of function I'm not gonna make errors. It's impossible, right? Some I'm not even super cut, because I know that not only it's hard for me to function, but I understand that I also manipulate. I can easily not see something because they don't want me to see something, or can make me not see something. They can control me in ways. So I'm like, who knows what they're prepping? But I'm sure it's gonna be pathetic, because at my level of salary, you look stupid by doing what you're doing. You know, I was even looking at the price ranges of people that in my caliber, like my position. I'm like, now I don't care. That's not what I'm here for. This is just kind of put things in perspective. I've accepted reality. I will never function the best way. I will never function at the highest level of me. Not saying that in comparison to others, just I will never be the highest of me, the top of me. I'll always have to do the best with my current state. That is not the highest. Right? So I have to comprehend that, and there's nothing I can do that. But you gotta be strong and understand the reality for what it is. This trash, it took me so much from me. So much to maintain my cool. But at the same time, I'm like, please continue to march me down, because you're marching yourself somewhere else too. March yourself there, because me, I was already in whatever, I was already there, but you are marching yourself somewhere and you don't fucking know it. You know, earlier this today, you know, there's this guy, you know, and he was working here, and he's an older man, and he has a grandkid that's like 12, 13 years old. This little girl, they tried to actually started doing stimulation at some point, but she was holding like a little girl or a little boy who looked like a little girl, but it was actually a little boy. But when they found out, when they told me, he told me it was a boy, they turned off the thing. It's like, this is the same thing, little boy or little girl. This is manipulation, and I know that's what you guys do. But I said something to him, just to mess with him. I was like, yeah, how old are you? He told me he's like 60 something. I was like, oh, I thought you were 13 years old. He's like, he started laughing. Well, okay. And my point was like, of course you don't look like you're 13 years old. You know what I'm trying to say? Because when they make me have this nasty reaction, they're like, no, it's you when you're 13. We mapped it, your brain to.